What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Thursday afternoon. A little bit after 5 o'clock here. Actually, 5 o'clock on the dot. Let's go. Love to see it. But got the injury report for today, so going to go over that first, of course. But today is the day where we talk about the top 10 matchups of this game, but added some honorable mentions in here because there is just so much going on with this game. Cannot wait to see this battle, man. It is going to be a fun one. So we're going to go through, talk about the injury report, both of the teams' stats, ranks, their division and conference standings, and then we'll go into the top matchups. So any questions, any comments that you have, please feel free to throw them my way. But I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time today. Let's go. My man Jadis in the building. What's going on, dude? Hope you are doing well. What is going on, my man Mitch? Hope you are well. Let's jump right into this with the injury report. So starting off here, we know there are so many injuries to be had here. My Lord. So let's jump into that. Herschel is outside the door here doing his thing, getting ready for the game. So week 5 injury report, today's practice for the Cowboys first. We will start with, they had Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons back practicing today. Both of those guys did not practice yesterday, but today we've got ourselves Micah and Dak there. Now, they said that they are preparing to have Cooper Rush as the starting quarterback, but Dak in a limited capacity. We'll see if he's able to go this Sunday. That would be great. Dalton Schultz also limited, Jason Peters and DeMarcus Lawrence. All those other guys seem like they're going to be ready. Maybe not Jason Peters, but he wants to play. So the only person who missed was Rico Dowdle. And all those guys who were full participants yesterday were full participants again today. So no setbacks for them there. Now, we're going to get into the Eagles injury report. And this is quite a list here. And so, like always, I break it apart. I have the guys that are resting and then the guys that are injured. So when you look at this, this is rest. So the injury that they're dealing with is not the reason that they're out. It is just to rest. So maybe they do have something going on, like a back issue with Darius Slay, but it is not the back issue that is causing him to be in a limited capacity. This is just they're resting. They're limited, so it is what it is. Nothing to worry about there. So those guys all just getting their rest in. Now, here is the actual injury report. So some great news here. I have no idea. I was just wondering that in the last one. I don't know. It saved them the wrong way, but at the bottom there is supposed to be Patrick Johnson. And who's the other one that came back? Boston Scott? Yeah, I think that's who it is. But look, up above is what you want to be focused on. The limited guys, Landon Dickerson, Jake Elliott, Josh Jobe, who missed yesterday. Josh Jobe, you have him back. But Kyron Johnson, he's full. Patrick Johnson, he's full. Jason Kelsey, limited. Avonte Maddox, Jordan Mailata, and Sayamalu. So you've got a bunch of limited guys, but people are looking at that as a bad thing. This is a good thing. You did not know if these guys were going to practice at all. So this is a step in the right direction. This is what you want to see from these guys. So they're limited. That's great news. We're going to stay on top of it. Tomorrow will be the game status report. So I'll have if they're out, if they're questionable, doubtful, probable, all of that stuff tomorrow, Fridays, as always. So going to be a good one then, but I hope you guys are ready for this one. We're going to get into it here by looking at the stats. What do you mean toe? Dak is a toe injury. Yes, that is what's going on with him. So let's keep it moving here. Team stats and rankings. Let's take a look at the Dallas Cowboys first. If you guys caught behind enemy lines the other day, you were able to see where these teams stood. So let's take a look right here. This Dallas Cowboys team. Now, obviously, we are taking every single thing with a grain of salt here because of the fact that, well, let's be real here. This is not something that you want to deal with here with your quarterback being out. Cooper Rush, obviously 24th tied for points there. That is affecting them. They're rushing, their total yards, passing, everything. So take it all with a grain of salt, but they're not turning the ball over. He hasn't thrown an interception, Cooper Rush, that is. So looking good. The thing that's really killer for them is that defense. So really excited about, getting to take on a defense like this. I think that these guys are ready to rock and roll. Look, man, they haven't faced an offensive line like ours, though. They keep talking about Jalen Hurts hasn't faced it. Yeah, shut up. We don't care. I don't, you talk about the Jaguars. They're such a great defense. Don't care. Let's go. So not great against the run. 19th, 117 yards. We got to pound that rock. We're going to talk about that in the top matchups, but they are getting sacks, getting some turnovers here, middle of the pack there. But, I think that we know how serious this defense is. So we got to watch the hell out, man. We know that the offense is banged up. I don't think Dak's playing. They talked about it. He can't even get that thumb right. He really is he's struggling with, getting grip on the ball. So as a quarterback, that's not a great sign, right? So I think we know it's probably Cooper Rush again. So again, it's not going to be an offense you got to worry about. It's that defense that you really have to worry about. So now let's take a look at the Eagles, how they are faring here. And if you look, man, this team is balanced through and through, man. And you love to see it. 5th in points, 2nd in total yardage. Oh, yeah. Tied for first in turnovers per game. And, this team, I love it. Not turning the ball over. We obviously have some injuries on the offensive line, but I would love to see this team continuing to build on what they have here. I really think special things are coming this year. And then you see on the defensive side of the ball, this defense is really showing people, nobody thought this team could be as good as they are. Obviously, I tried to get them on board what they could be, but we know how that went this offseason. So you see this defense, though, 7th in points allowed, 4th in total yards. That's amazing to be in the top 10 there in both of those categories. And then you look tied for 4th in sacks per game. We were 29th last year, or 31st with only 29 sacks. That's unacceptable, man. So you love to see that. And then you see we're tied for 1st in turnovers on defense, too. So, this team means business. So you see how these teams have been doing. But again, take it all with a grain of salt. Everybody talks about, they haven't played this team. They haven't played that. Whatever. They play each other this week. So it's going down, ladies and gentlemen. My man Mark in the building. Almost Friday indeed. Look, tomorrow going to be a good Friday. I'm going to be jumping on with my man running back Philly. And look, me and DJ had a great time the first time, so I'm looking forward to this next time. Going to have him on the show hopefully within the next week here then too. So we're going to be chopping it up tomorrow, but I'll be here around 4 or 5 with the game status report, and then I'll fill you in. Should be around 9 o'clock tomorrow, but tune in. Going to be a great start to the weekend, but that's right, baby. It is almost time, Mark. Hope you're doing well, my man. Appreciate you tuning in. And all you missed was an injury report that somehow saved both teams wrong, but it had the names right and stuff, so I don't know what happened there. But limited capacity for most of these guys, which is great for both teams. So tomorrow, when we look at the game status report, we'll see who's questionable, who's good to go, who's out, all that great stuff. So tune in tomorrow for that. But let's get into these stats and the rankings. Well, we went over the stats. Now let's look at these conference and division standings here. Jumping stuff. I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'm ready to rock with these matchups. I'll tell you that much. But let's look at this NFC East first. 5-0. And then you've got the Cowboys and Giants trailing at 4-1 apiece. And then the lowly Commanders who play tonight at 1-4. So this NFC East, man, a battle to the death. And, we are actually the top division right now with the most wins in the NFL. So you love to see that. So keep building on that. Let's go whoop some ass by beating the Cowboys. Either way, this division's getting a win there. So I really hope that, we're able to stay atop not only the NFC East, but the NFC. Hey, we're actually atop the NFL. So love to see it. So you see the top 4 divisional leaders there. Then you see the Cowboys with the top, at 4-1. That top wild card spot. Look, Giants right behind them, then the Packers, Rams. And look, I've told you all year, I'm not afraid of any of these teams. Let's go. Keep building, keep learning from all of the things you have this year. And I am not fearful of anyone. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. I don't care. I really don't. Let's go Birds. So you just keep building on what you're building on, Eagles, and I think you'll be perfectly fine. And we know that they're going to be growing pains. We talked about that the media is going to try to get people twisted. This team's horrible. Trade everyone. Fire this guy. And it's like, why don't you just simmer down and learn a little football first? And they're going to whine. That's fine. They want us to fail. That's what they've wanted all offseason, and it's just not going to happen. So strap in, young lads. What's going on, my man Adam in the building? Love to see it. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. Hope you're doing well. Yes, indeed. It is the best division, NFC Beast. Now, love to see that. My man Drew in the building. Let's go. Love it, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope your Thursday is going pretty well here. Reach out if you need me. Appreciate you always reaching out, checking up on me. You are the man, dude. Not the NFC least anymore. NFC Beast. You know it, my man Mark. What's going on? Wavy D in the building. The Eagles are about to be Wavy D all Sunday, baby. All about it. Hope you're doing well, my man. You know it. So let's go. So sick of seeing that bowl with the Birds at number 1, 0 losses. Let's go. What do you mean? So sick that board with the Birds at number 1 and 0 losses. Let's go. I don't know what you mean, but let's go Birds. I really just think that this team, we're going to continue to build on that. I still think a 15-win team. So, hey-oh, now let's get into this game, baby. Let's talk about the top 10 matchups here. And I threw a few honorable mentions. We're doing this a little differently. We're going to actually go down in order. We're going to go through the honorable mentions. Then we'll count down from 10 to 1 when we'll talk about the most important matchups. But this is why I didn't want to do it before, because it's like, well, this one's pretty important. So let me know down below how you guys have them ranked. What do you think the most important matchup is as we go through this? Whatever it is, you want to comment on the ones I'm talking about, whatever is on your mind. Let's hear it. But off first with an honorable mention. The special teams. We talk about the Eagles all the time. Britton Covey, get something going. I'd love to see that. I really would. Using him as a kick returner now, too. Hey, that's great. But on the opposite side of the ball, Cavante Turpin. This dude, we saw him this offseason. He has some wheels, dude. If you watch him in the USFL, this kid is the real deal. So the Eagles special teams really needs to bring their A game. Zach McPherson able to focus on the special team. So hopefully able to go out, get himself another special team of the week honor. Let's go. So watch a little Cavante Turpin this week. Now, another honorable mention. Dalton Schultz didn't make the list. No, he did not. But the reason I wanted to put him on here was I think the linebackers are going to have their hands full. I mean, obviously in certain zones, things like that, they're going to have to watch Dalton Schultz. But I think going to see a good dose of C.J. Gardner-Johnson helping out there. Although Kaiser White has done phenomenal with covering tight ends, I just think we got to shut that run down. So I wanted to mention just C.J. Gardner-Johnson, how well he's been doing, how well he's been proving. Really excited to see him help out, do some things, shut down that tight end position. Now, the slot receiver I wanted to throw in here, Noah Brown, now looked over because of the fact that Michael Gallup is back, but this kid was lighting it up when he was out. So we'll see if it is Josiah Scott or if Avonte Maddox can be ready for this Sunday. But playing in that nickel corner spot is going to be very important. Who is there? We'll see if they can shut this young. Well, he's not really young. I think it's like his 5th or 6th year in the league, but finally getting a chance to shine. So going to be an intriguing matchup. So threw those in as honorable mentions, but we're going to start off with the top 10, and we're going to start with 10, and we're going to count them down. You remember before it was just, we talked about offense, defense, special teams, just the top matchups. I want to break this down a little bit more. So we're going to talk about the top 10. Think he means it looks dope to see. Oh, I thought he said he was sick of it. I'm like, I'm not sick of that at all. You guys know I'm a high plains drifter, so you got to bear with me. Let's do it, my man. Backyard Birds in the building. Hope you're doing well, my man. Yes, got you now. Appreciate the assist, Wavy D. My lord, Turpin is a stud. He definitely will, man. So got to keep your eyes on that one. So let's start it off. Number 10 here. And this is an important one. We're going to see if Jason Peters is ready for this game. If not, going to have Connor McGovern starting there at left guard again. So whoever is in there, obviously Baidaz at center, go get you some. Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Milton Williams, Marlon Tuablotu, but as pictured here, Jordan Davis. So, last week he was able to see over 40% of the snaps. We talked about it each week. You're going to see an uptick. Well, let's see over 45% this week. Go out there, use him a lot, shut this run game down. He is going to be able to cause havoc. Any of those guys are going to be able to with that interior offensive line. I think the Eagles have the upper hand there. So attack right there. I think that's going to be a great one to keep your eye on. Now at number 9, this is a damn important one, but Cooper Rush. This is something where I don't think he's going to be the main attraction that we got to watch out. He is a game manager. So he's somebody that hasn't thrown an interception, but he isn't really throwing lights out. He had like a little over 100 yards last week against the Rams. So look, this dude, TJ Edwards, he's been doing great so far this year, but last week definitely struggled in coverage. So with that green dot, the quarterback of this defense, I want to see if he can match up with Cooper Rush here, be able to shut him down, see what he is being able to do pre-snap. Really looking forward to see TJ Edwards doing his thing and making up for an iffy game last week, some missed tackles, things like that. So he's going to have his hands full with the run game, the quarterback, all that stuff. Now, our tight end did make this list at number 8, Dallas Goedert. This dude has been killing this year, already over like 320, 330 some yards this year. Love to see it. Now, the Cowboys have a plethora of safeties. We've talked about that. A lot of 3 safety sets they use. But this dude, Malik Hooker, a great free safety. Donovan Wilson, you can throw in as a strong safety. And then you've got a guy like Jaron Kearse, who you can use as a nickel corner. You can have this dude blitzing. You can use him as an almost linebacker at times. But this dude, I feel, as, the jack of all trades he is, this dude is going to be used a lot to be able to try to man up. I think some man coverage here with Dallas Goedert, that is something he is able to do. He is a really good safety, and I think that's going to be a great matchup to watch. Now, at number 7, their receivers. Now, these guys might have been higher on the list if they had Dak Prescott as their quarterback, but I've got him here. It is what it is. But they've got Bradbury and they've got Slay to deal with. So, it is going to be fun to watch CeeDee Lamb and Michael Gallup try to get open against 2 studs in James Bradbury and Darius Slay. So that is going to be a fun one. And Cooper Rush, again, he's been able to try to find these guys at times, but last week, only throwing for over 100 yards, they're going to try to run that ball. So shut these guys down, make them one-dimensional, and I think we could have some turnovers here. So I think, he hasn't had 1 interception, Cooper Rush. I think we get 2 this week. Let's go. Now on to number 6. You've got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith going against Trevon Diggs and Anthony Brown. And I think these guys are going to, it's going to be fun. Trevon Diggs, one of the most overrated corners in the game. Yeah, he can make interceptions, but not great in coverage. So I think it's time to go after these guys. Again, I want to establish that run, but I think that these receivers can really make things happen against this Cowboys secondary. I mean, it's a damn good secondary, but this is why it's such a great matchup. I think this is going to be so fun to watch because I think we have the upper hand, but it's not to say that these guys aren't going to put up a great fight. So definitely one of the best matchups for those guys so far this year, and I am very, very excited to see it. Tack the Doves, he says. And Jason Peters calls. Yes, we talked about that yesterday. So on to the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know how you felt about 10 through 6. Now we're getting in the top 5. Love to hear your thoughts there. You got a matchup I haven't mentioned. Do you think's coming up? What is your top 1? Whatever it is, let me hear it. You're watching this later. Let me know how you feel. But let's jump into the top 5 here. At 5, Miles Sanders. Let's get that run game going. This is one of the most important things the Eagles need to do. We talked about not only the other day, but just a little bit ago in this video. They have struggled against the run. 19th, I believe it was, in the league. You have to get Miles Sanders going. Throw a little bit of Boston Scott, Kenny Gainwell in there, maybe a little Trey Sermon, whatever it is. Get that run game going. And if you're hoping that you're putting a beating on them with the defense, you have to be able to run that clock out, establish that run. I think a big game for Miles Sanders would be huge against a defense like this. So get that, pound that rock, man. And on the other side of the ball, they're going to try to do the same exact thing. And they've got 2 running backs who are number 1 running backs, Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. They are going to bring it, man. And, we have to do everything we can to not play like last week. No missed tackles, none of that garbage. Kaiser White has been great this year, but I'm going to need him to step it up as a leading tackler, go out there and whoop some ass. TJ Edwards, if Dean gets any play, whatever it is, obviously the front line, the safeties, corners, everybody needs to shut these guys down. But I'm hoping Kaiser does great in coverage against these guys because they can catch the ball out of the backfield, and he has an eye on them in the run game. So definitely a top 1 to keep an eye on there, ladies and gentlemen. And now it is almost time for the top 3. So really excited for this one. Do I think Sherman plays this week? Are you talking about Trey Sermon? Because Trey Sermon will probably be inactive if Boston Scott plays. It's either Trey Sherman. Yeah, Sermon. It's either he plays or doesn't plays. Yes. Thank you, John Madden, for that one. Yes, he is either going to play or he is not going to play. That is a very great observation there, Jadis. But yeah, I don't think he'll suit up. He didn't suit up for the first 3 games, but maybe we're more careful with Boston Scott. Maybe you have him inactive this week, or Kenny. I don't think Kenny Gainwell will be inactive, but Maybe Boston is one more week and you let Trey Sermon get some. But yeah, not a big deal. Either way, just like I said, when everyone was losing their mind, this team's done. Boston Scott's out. What are we going to do? We got to trade. We got to bring in Jordan Howard for 3 carries. It's like, this is the third running back. You know what I mean? So don't let the media get it twisted. It's not a big deal. But if he plays, he'll get his maybe 1, 2, 3 carries. Now into the top 3, baby. Let's go. It is time to create some pressure. Now, we had talked about the interior defensive line getting some. This is where our bread and butter is. We know that Tyron Smith is out. So they've got Tyler Smith in there and then Terrence Steele on the other side. Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, time for you to go get you some. Go after Cooper Rush, put that dude on his ass, cause turnovers. Let's go. I'm seeing a 3+ turnover game, 2 interceptions. Let's go. Maybe even a 4+ turnover game. Let's go. Let's put it up a notch. And I want to see a few sacks too. So I want to see 2 sacks from Reddick. And I want to see 4 at least total in this game. I know that's a lot, but let's go. Birds, create that pressure. Let's get after him. And then at number 2, you have here Micah Parsons. This dude is a freak against our tackles, Lane Johnson, and hopefully Jordan Mailata. If not Mailata, then Jack Driscoll. But you see here, man, this is going to be fun to watch because Micah Parsons, a linebacker, but used a lot like a Sam linebacker. Dan Quinn has a very versatile scheme. You know, those multiple schemes we use, the Cowboys do the same. So you'll see this guy lining up all over the place. And when he is lined up on that line, he will be going against 2 beasts. So going to be fun. My thought process would be probably going to be lining up against Jordan Mailata. I would say, you know, he's still banged up, so they're going to try to attack there. And if it's not Mailata, then it's Jack Driscoll, so they'll try to attack there. Lane Johnson, you don't want to mess with that. So, look, not to say that Dorrance Armstrong and DeMarcus Lawrence can't keep it real as well. So whoever's not dealing with Micah or whatever, they'll have to deal with one of the other guys. So going to be very intriguing to see how they come at us. You could see DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons right next to each other attacking Jordan Mailata's side. So this is going to be a very, very intriguing game, but that's Micah Parsons, one of the top matchups. You have to watch out for this dude. He is a freak of nature. You also got to watch out for him in the locker room. So, yeah, that's not funny. But Zeke Elliott is washed up. Pollard isn't. That's incorrect. Yeah, obviously, Tony Pollard's been killing it this year. Looked great last week. Had that huge, like, 57-yard run or something. Now, Ezekiel Elliott is not the guy he used to be. We talked about that the other day. It looks like Tony Pollard wants to take his job. So, 2 really good running backs, though, both doing really well so far this year. So, Eagles better bring their A game. My man Dante in the building. ECG. Go check out his channel, everybody. Bringing you some great content around the NFL, college football. Appreciate you tuning in, my man. Hope you're having a great Thursday. Hope you're ready. I know you've got yourself a divisional rival matchup this week, the Indianapolis Colts, I believe. So hope you're ready for that one. I know I'm getting excited. Always a great time. I mean, any game I'm excited, but divisional matchups, they always taste just a little bit sweeter. So hope you're doing well, my man. Appreciate you tuning in. Wonder what number 1 is. Well, we're about to get there, ladies and gentlemen. You know it. Fly, Eagles, fly. Micah makes me sick that another great Penn State is a. Yeah, I know. How about it, Sean Lee? Hate it. Hate when the damn Cowboys get Penn Staters. I really do. No, I give my score predictions on game day, my man, but you are more than welcome to tell me yours. Oh, yes. Always, F. Dallas. You all know it. I gotta stop swearing now that I'm big time. I'm over 1,000, so I gotta be careful what I say, what music I use, all that great stuff. So yes, F Dallas indeed. But let's go with the number 1, and you knew it, Jalen Hurts, baby. This is the game. Everybody goes, oh, well, he can't pass, even though he's one of the top quarterbacks in passing. But I was looking at the stats, and he only has 4 touchdowns. Well, let me explain what a balanced offense does. See, we run the ball 29th. We're 29th in percentage of times we pass the ball, but yet we're 7th in passing yards. That's because we know when to pass, when to run, and when we get in the red zone, we know how we're scoring. We don't have, Nick Sirianni doesn't go in the huddle and be like, all right, guys, here's what Twitter's saying. We have to throw passing touchdowns right now. Even though it's stupid as shit at the half-inch yard line, Twitter said we have to throw it here. How effing stupid that is beyond me. You got stat watchers that have never played football, and they're going nuts this week. And it's like, you try to help them learn football. Don't do that with people. They get so angry when, you correct them. It's like, yeah, right. Now you're Dan Silio, tell me. And it's like, well, maybe you should be listening to someone who knows something about football. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. But you see here, Jalen Hurts has been shit on throughout the whole offseason. You had your J-Rocks making black and white videos talking shit on him. You had everybody trashing this entire team, Howie and Gannon, everybody. But the person who got it the worst, Jalen Hurts. Players can't develop. Quarterbacks never get better. You can't get better in a system if you have the same system first time since high school. Like, I didn't get it this whole offseason. Did my best to teach what player development is. And nobody wanted to hear it. He's the worst quarterback ever. You saw it. I tried to show that, hey, Josh Allen actually developed when you guys said he was a bust, and people got offended there. You said he had a better arm. And it even says, this does not say that he has a better arm or compare their skills at all. And everybody's like, well, I'm not reading that second paragraph. I'll tell you that right now. And it's like, well, dude, if you're offended, I can't help that. You have to be able to read. I don't. So you see it now. Now people are finally getting on board. My favorite player. He's been, ever. It's like, yeah, well, that's what we try to get you to shut up about Deshaun Watson about. So now people are going to find out why this dude is MVP caliber, why he's going to go out here against the top defense since 1972. They have not faced a real offensive line yet. And even if Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Kelsey didn't play, I still don't give a damn. You're about to face the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line and Jalen Hurts at quarterback. So I think what you need to do here is attack the same way you've been doing most of these teams, and that's by having your dual threat quarterback running a lot of those RPOs. You're going to keep them on their toes. What is coming? And a lot of people, feel a certain way about them running that. But imagine being a defense, and you're trying to figure out what the Eagles are doing. I mean, you've got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, maybe even Quez Watkins out there, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, and then the quarterback is Jalen Hurts. So pre-snap, you're like, I have no effing clue. And then when they snap it, you're watching him. Okay, did he just hand it off there? Is he running it himself? Is it a quick slant? Is it a bomb? I mean, the RPO really does work well for this team. We've talked about that. They're going to use that a lot this year, and that's what you're going to see a lot of in this game. They're going to be sending a lot of pressure our way. And I think, running the ball is how you counteract that. You pound that rock right down their throats, and then after you've established that run, you can do so many things with play action, the RPOs, all of that stuff. It's just going to open things up. So open up the playbook. Don't get one-dimensional. I know last week you did that, a lot of blitzing, so a lot of just screens and things like that. Let's get some more different screens, slants, whatever. Just get the ball out quickly, but let's have something differently, please, for the love of God. But we'll see what the game plan is, but that is it. That was my number one matchup, and that was the top 10 matchups, including some honorable mentions there. But let me know how you're feeling down below about those top 10. Whether you're watching this right now, watching this later, let me know how you felt about this video. I'm going to get rolling out here. I see we've got a lot of comments, for the love of God. Hold on one second here. Oh, yeah, that's where we were. Let's throw that up one more time. F Dallas. That is correct. You better be evicted for 4-1 versus 4-1 Chiefs versus Bills. I don't know what you're saying, my man. But go Birds. How about that? Someone will lose the Chiefs versus Bills. Yes, they will. That is another great John Madden point you are bringing to the table. One of those teams, well, actually, they could tie. So you never know. One team may not lose. Cowboys will beat them. Okay, Cowboys D is better than Albert Dowdy looking a little offended. That is incorrect, my man. The Cowboys will lose horribly, actually. I'm seeing a 10-plus point win for the Eagles because we all know the Cowboys are trash, have not played a real offensive line all year. So when they play a real team, they're going to have to find out. I think he already is laying down, getting ready. You can always see the fear before it comes, just by the way they talk. If they're not here to have a conversation, just say some dumb shit. They ain't bringing nothing to the table but being upset. I don't blame them, baby, because this is the number one team in the NFL for a reason. Adams going with a 10-point win as well. You love to see it. Whatever gets us touchdowns. And that's correct, Joseph. Don't let the media get you twisted. I know a lot of people do. It's like, dude, if we're winning, who cares? And we actually have the highest point differential in the NFL. So we're scoring more than anybody. Like, it's okay. The media is nuts, man. They really are. They're really down that we didn't get Deshaun Watson. Think we need to use Trey Sermon? Well, I don't. If he gets his 2-3 carries, that's awesome, man. I'm all about it. But I think Miles Sanders needs to get that rock. He needs to get 20-plus carries again. Run that ball right down their throats. They're going to be blitzing nonstop. Do not become one-dimensional. Do not get away from the run. But as I said earlier, yeah, I'm fine with Kenny Gainwell getting his 5 carries and, Boston or Trey getting his 2 or 3. But Miles Sanders needs to get that rock a lot. Excited for you better. No doubt. Yeah, the Bills and the Chiefs, man. Going to be a good game for sure. We're going to drag the Cowboys, Eagles. Let's go! All about it. He's got a 15-point win. I'm all about it, ladies and gentlemen. But I got to get rolling out here. Appreciate you guys. It's raining where I'm at. Well, it is raining here as well, man. Hope you are bundled up. Get your little umbrella or raincoat on. Don't go melting on me, Jadis. The run game is our strength. Why wouldn't we use it? Well, ask me why we didn't use it last week. I don't know. But you have to run the game. You have to use the run game. But yeah, that's why I mentioned it, Joseph. Look, I wish they would do everything they're supposed to, but that's why we talk about it, because they didn't do it literally just a few days ago. So it is what it is. But hey, hope you're staying safe out there. Pretend it's sunny inside, man. A little rain won't get you. I am not fear of your team, and you are fearing my Cowboy. Okay. Oh, we're gonna have to get you a dictionary first for we start listening to your football analysis. But thank you, Albert. Appreciate that. Dude, stay in, stay safe. And I'm just busting your balls, Albert. It's okay. But yo, take care of yourself, Mark. But I'm not kidding about the Cowboys getting their ass beaten. That's definitely going down, Albert. So strap in, man. I understand you're in fear, and I would be too if I were you, because this Eagles team means business, baby. You love to see it. You do. And I was getting attacked by Cowboys fans this week. You love it. When you have them on the ropes like that, they should be scared. Yeah, we're not scared. We can clearly tell just by the way their fans have been acting all week. I've never even heard of the Cowboys-Eagles rivalry. They've never even been... It's like, oh, so you've never watched football? No doubt. I'm ready as well, my man. And if you guys need me, tomorrow I will be back with the game status report. We'll be talking about both teams, who's in, who's out, questionable, doubtful, probable, all that stuff. I'll let you know. And then I will be going on my man DJ Eastwood over at Running Back Philly. So I hope to see you then. Cowboy fan, and your team will lose, okay? Oh, dear Lord Dowdy, you are down and out. Look, brother, I wish you well in life. And I don't wish your Cowboys well this Sunday. Your team will lose, and they will lose badly. I am Eagles fan, and we will win. Okay. All right, everyone. Have yourself a great night. I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. If you need me, reach out. But until next time, you stay safe out there. And as always, Cowboys!